We welcome you to this great celebration and say that, we've been waiting a long time, and we decided that the one thing we wanted to do, because we've been waiting so many years for this to happen, that we wanted to make sure this started on time. So I think it's just 4:30 and we're all set. So welcome to the day many of us have been waiting for. It's been certainly a long stretch, and it's certainly a time for celebration. And one of the things we've been watching all morning, and then as the afternoon went on, is the weather. And we have promised that we'll try to keep a series of speeches or whatever short, because obviously this morning it looked really nice and progressively getting worse. But it's a great time for celebration. It's also National Library Week, and we wanted to make sure that the groundbreaking happened during National Library Week. And because the libraries play such a vital role throughout the communities throughout the United States. There's been 3 projects that, since I've been in the Valley, have been in the news. And one is the bypass, one is the high school, and the third is the library. And it seems that we've been always trying to decide which one is going to happen first. I have to say, I hope the others move forward, but I'm extremely pleased that the library is the one that is happening today. It was actually a little over 100 years ago that the groundbreaking took place at this library, and I've characterized it over the last couple of years as being a real roller coaster ride in terms of the whole project. I mean, we've been all over the place, and if you haven't been in the Valley for the last 10 or 15 years, you won't understand exactly what I mean by that, but simply go back through the papers and you'll certainly pick up all the aspects of it. But I think we're on the final downhill run, which is really exciting, obviously. Though I think there's still some question from some people, because actually my wife Karen was speaking to somebody yesterday who said, geez, Karen, do you know what they're doing in the park next to the library? And I think it's because of somewhat just disbelief. And so Karen's reply was, well, actually they're just fixing the drainage so the Canada High baseball team can get on the baseball field a little sooner. So I think there's still some people that aren't quite believing that it's going to happen. And certainly, watching the last few days, I had to wonder too, since we got going, and now it's been delayed a little bit. But anyway, the trustees are a very persistent group, and we are going to persist to the end, and it's going to be something that will be exciting for all of us. But I did want to take a moment to thank any number of people that have really contributed to the project up to this time. First of all, the trustees, the former trustees, and I'm not sure of the count, but there's been, I'd like to get one before we finish the project of the trustees through the 102 years of the library. The former ones, the present trustees, the newly elected trustees, the town hall staff, and the selectmen have been just a great help throughout the last several years. The library staff has certainly been so willing to put up with some conditions that have been very difficult, and we've warned them over the next 6 months that conditions will get worse, but that there is light at the end of the tunnel. But they've been great at accommodating people for the history of the library, and certainly over the last several years. The Friends of the Library, who are the history of the library, and certainly over the last several years. The Friends of the Library, who are supporting the efforts today and have supported many efforts, and as you go inside, the refreshments are upstairs, are supported through the Friends. The neighbors surrounding the area, there's nothing like a major construction project to cause havoc with somebody's house across the street or just down the road. So I really appreciate the neighborhood putting up with the project and all that goes on. The building committee, particularly Chet Lucy and Dave Douglas, I'm not sure if they're here. They've been, Chet is, they've been involved in such great help. Tom Wallace, the architect, who has been another one of those people that just hung with us over the years. Many chances to escape, and he didn't. He stayed with us, and he's just done a great job, and the plans that he's put together are just really something that will make everyone be very proud of. The fundraising committee, Tom Deans and Betty Newton, with the help of Linda Fox Phillips, have just been incredible. We committed to the town of fundraising, and we've we've been able to do that, and they've just done an extremely great job of really putting all that together. Certainly the many contributors to the building fund, we couldn't do it without them. And last but not least, the townspeople of Conway in supporting through the vote the bond and continuing to support the library is just so greatly appreciated. The trustees are confident that the completion of this project will result in a building that will not only meet the needs, library needs of the town, but also will be a great addition to the visual landscape in Conway. I mean, it's just going to be a great addition, and I think we're all going to be very proud of it. We have to put up with the next 6 to 9 months, but in about 9 months from now, we'll be having a dedication. It'll be another celebration that will even be, hopefully, even more grand. So with that opening, what I'd like to do is turn it over to Teresa Kennett, who's been a tremendous help from her role as select person and as chair of the selectmen the last year. So thank you, Teresa.
This is certainly a very exciting day for the town of Conway, and as it is my last official duty as the chairman of the Board of Selectmen, I can say without a doubt that the phrase saving the best for last certainly is true. You know, I was going to thank all the same people that Gary just thanked, but truthfully, there is no question without the voters we would not be here today, so I do thank them. But I would like to issue a very special thank you to the library trustees, the library staff, and to all of the community members who served on special committees through the planning, development, and design process. I would also like to thank all of those committees that worked on the fundraising. And I would particularly like to thank the trustees for the grace with which they faced all of the obstacles that time and time again presented themselves in the way of making this day a reality. This much needed addition will provide expanded opportunities for learning, growth, and self-improvement, not only for Conway citizens, but for all of the citizens in Mount Washington Valley. And I am truly proud to be a member of this community, and I want to thank you all for your hard work.
Okay, I'd like to bring up Tom Deans.
Thanks, Gary. This is a wonderful day made possible by the incredible generosity and hard work of many of you out here today and all across our valley. It's my special privilege to extend our most sincere gratitude to the many individuals, families, service clubs, foundations, and companies who've helped us make and exceed our fundraising goals. Where's Betty Newton? Betty, come up here. I can't do this without... My partner in all this fundraising was Betty Newton, and Betty and I have just had a great time with working on this fundraising effort for the library. Betty and I, as Gary said, received really energetic support from Linda Fox Phillips. Linda, thank you so much. And at every step of the way, we had Gary and Margaret helping us along the way, and it was really wonderful. There are some special people and foundations that Betty and I would like to highlight who made very major support gifts to the library campaign. First of all, I want to mention the estate of Helen Dahl. Helen helped many of the charitable organizations all over the valley and certainly did the library. The Ham Foundation, the Davis Family Foundation, the Goldberg Foundation, Margaret and Sut Marshall, the Kennett family, David Doherty, Dixie Coleman, Hugh Farrington, Penny and Tom Deans, and Stony Morrill. We also want to acknowledge the hard work and solid support of the Friends of the Conway Public Library. The 100% participation of the library trustees is deeply appreciated. And finally, I just want to say Betty and I were so impressed with the incredible support for the library we heard from almost everyone we asked to help. It was really amazing. Thank you all very, very much. Now, at long last, we can get along and look forward to this wonderful addition to the library. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to add one thing. I had a friend of mine call me last week and say, gee, I knew you and Tom were working on the fundraising, and I'm so sorry that you couldn't get the funds you needed because now we've got a portable there, and then so I had to set her straight, and I did.
Okay, I'd like to introduce Michael York, who's a New Hampshire State Librarian.
First of all, I want to thank you very much for inviting me today. The hard work of the trustees, the library staff, and most importantly, the vision of the townspeople has made this groundbreaking possible. In June 2001, I was here for the celebration of the centennial, and that was a wonderful event. The town celebrated the proud history of the public library, and it's an honor for me to be here today now to celebrate the future of the Conway Public Library. On behalf of the New Hampshire library community, I wish you the best and look forward to the grand opening in 9 months. I hope you'll invite me back then. Thank you very much.
Let me just bring up Margaret Marshner, who has been the person behind the scenes in all of this and continues to do just a wonderful job for the town in the library.
Thank you, Gary. Well, his day's finally arrived. And on behalf of the staff and the library patrons, I want to thank all the trustees who have, over the past 12 years, have worked so hard to pass the bond and to raise the money for this project. I know the staff also joins with me in recognizing the support of all of the friends, volunteers, library users, and donors. You know, I spend a lot of time in the car and I listen to a lot of audio tapes. And but over the last several weeks, I've been listening to the same one over and over again. We borrowed an interlibrary loan from the Arkansas State Library, and its title is Business as Usual. How to survive library construction when you're still in the building. So for the immediate future, in the next 9 to 10 months, the staff and I will be working to provide business as usual. You know, the project and the new space is really exhilarating. Conway Public Library is and will be in the future service. It's about service. And this new space will offer future services in a welcoming and comfortable surroundings with up-to-date electronic resources, as well as all kinds of books, audios, videos, magazines, periodicals, all kinds of media. And it'll serve as a center for the community, a place where children and adults will come for meetings, programs, and exhibits. Now, the library's seen a lot of changes over its first 100 years. And a new, expanded library will serve Conway well in its second century. Thank you.
I guess now is the time for the official groundbreaking, but I have to say, I as most of you have noticed, we've been beat by a few big machines. I thought it might be nice for us to each have a steam shovel, but it seems as if that wasn't going to be the case. So we're with the traditional shovels, and I guess the plan is to have the trustees and Margaret move to the other side of the fence. Thank you. Yeah. Well, but we're close.